Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Stock Movers, it's a podcast, hugely popular for us. Thank you. There's a number of them per day. Lisa Mateo does the absolute best at Stock Movers of anyone. Out on YouTube Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the rest. Lisa, what do you have on Stock Movers?
Okay, I'm starting with EchoStar, ticker SATS. Their shares have been up as much as 47%, so really on the move. As you know, they own the Dish Network pay TV business, but earlier this month there was that story, right? They were getting ready to file for potential bankruptcy filing, facing an FCC review of its spectrum licenses, a bankruptcy filing that actually offered them some protection from regulatory actions. But now we have the Wall Street Journal reporting that President Trump is urging the company, the chairman of the FCC, to kind of resolve that dispute over their spectrum licenses. So it kind of brings some light into it.
This is Charlie Ergen.
Help us, Paul. This has been a train wreck for longer than trains have been in power.
10, 15 years ago, he said the DirecTV, but he recognized that the DirecTV and Dish businesses were going down. So he said, let me pivot my company Dish. So he went out and bought wireless spectrum. So when you buy wireless spectrum, and he spent $30 billion to do it, you got to build a network. And he hasn't built a network. And now the government's saying either build a network or give our spectrum back to us. He's got $30 billion of debt. He's got about $1.5 billion of EBITDA. Terrible credit situation. He's got to do something. But now he's presumably he went to the president and got the president to kind of say to the FCC, give us a little bit of a break here.
Yeah, we'll do something on Dish. Next, what do you got?
Okay, yes, U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel. Their shares are both higher. As you know, Nippon Steel, they won that conditional U.S. approval. They had that $14.1 billion purchase of U.S. Steel. So it's really setting the stage for the deal to close this week. We shall see. But you have U.S. Steel, ticker X, up 5%. Nippon Steel, they rose as much as 5%. That was the most in over 2 weeks. It's kind of pared down. It's up about 1.5% now, but it comes big concessions for the U.S. government, including that golden share. It gives Washington a major say in decisions, control over some board seats too. And Nippon Steel shareholders are now going to kind of weigh those benefits of the acquisition.
Hey, Paul, what's the backstory?
What's that?
What's the backstory?
I don't know.
Everybody needs votes in Western Pennsylvania?
Right.
Is it just that simple?
Yeah. But I mean, if you're
we
U.S.
can't
Steel...
win. We can't win Ohio unless we take Youngstown?
Right, exactly.
I mean, is it that simple?
Gary, Indiana. So, I mean, U.S. Steel back in the news.
Yeah. They are. They are. Also, who's in the news, too? It's
So you can
Roche.
tell this Stock Movers isn't normal because she wrote this on a grandstand at a softball game on Sunday with frozen fingers.
Yes.
What else do you
have? An umbrella
Lisa?
in hand. Shares of Roche, they are down in Switzerland, too. It paused use of this treatment. It was for muscular dystrophy after 2 fatal liver failures. But the real story behind it is the partner for that gene therapy, Sarepta Therapeutics, they're down 41%. So that's the real stock mover this morning. So not in the right direction, down 41%. And finally, I just want to get to Victoria's Secret before we go. Ticker VSCO. Their shares up 3%. So it's actually being targeted by another activist investor who's looking to shake up the business. Barrington Capital Group has apparently built a stake in the company. They want to make changes to the board, the strategy. I mean, you look at Victoria's Secret, but it's under a lot of pressure. They have competition from companies like Skims, who were kind of inching in on their territory. You had one of their largest investors, BBRC International. They called for a board overhaul. They have a new CEO. They're trying to get a younger audience, and that's something they're trying to do too. And then you remember that security incident they had, right? It took its e-commerce operation offline for like 3 days. So they've been going through a lot. The stock has declined about 56% this year through Friday. So it's leaving it with a market value of about $1.45 billion. But it's been taking a lot of hits. And now this one is starting to bring those shares up a little bit higher, up 3%.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.